Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be looking at section 2.4, looking a little bit more at linear functions, what we looked at in section 2.3. Today we're going to look at how to find an equation when we're given 2 points. We'll kind of build on this with our final topic, probably tomorrow or Wednesday this week. But keep in mind, we're going to have our final quiz this quarter, most likely on Friday this week. To find an equation when given 2 points, it's a little bit of review, but remember you're trying to get y equals mx plus b. So you got to find your slope, your m, and your b, your y-intercept. So to find your slope, that's a review from what we've been doing. So you want to use that slope formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So if I just kind of plug in my values, always do the y's first. So 5 minus negative 1 all over, then you do the x's, so the 0 and the 4. Then you just kind of want to simplify this. So if you put that top in your calculator, you're going to get 5 minus negative 1 is going to be positive 6. On the bottom, if you do 0 minus 4, you're going to get negative 4. Then it's helpful, you don't have to, but I would definitely encourage you to simplify your fractions. So both, first off, usually you want to put the negative up top, but both of those are divisible by 2. So you could really rewrite this as negative 3 over 2. So that's your slope. So to get our b, we're just going to plug in our slope, and then we're going to use one of these points. Personally, I mean, you could use either one of these points, but personally, this point looks easier to me. It's always nice if you have 0 or if you don't have negative. So that's going to be our x and y, but you could use either point they give you. You'll get the same final answer, but we're going to plug everything we know into this y equals mx plus b formula. So my y is 5 from that point I picked. My slope we just figured out was negative 3/2, so that's your m. My x is 0, and then we don't know what our b is, so that's what we're trying to find. So if we just kind of work this out, first off, you want to multiply this. Negative 3/2 times 0, well, anything times 0 is just 0. So you're going to have 5 equals 0 plus b. I mean, you could subtract the 0 over, but basically you're going to get 5 is your b. So we found our 2 pieces. We found our slope, we find our b. So just to write our final answer for this question, you're going to have y equals your m, so negative 3/2 x, and then plus your b, so plus 5. So that would be like your final equation. And depending on what you're doing, you could graph it, you could do different things, but we're just trying to find the equation for now. Let's look at another one now. So this one, we have the points negative 3, 4, negative 2, 6. So like I said, you want to start by finding your slope. So like if you do the y's, so 6 minus 4 over, then do your x's, negative 2 minus negative 3. And when I subtract negatives, sometimes I put parentheses around it just so I don't miss that negative when I put it in my calculator. But if you simplify this, 6 minus 4 is going to be 2. Negative 2 minus negative 3 is going to be positive 1. So 2 over 1 is just 2. So that's your m. So then from there, we're going to use one of our points. We got to find our b, remember. So remember, we're going to use this y equals mx plus b formula. So I know my slope is 2. And you're going to use one of your points is your x and y. It really doesn't matter. I mean, in this case, you have a negative and a positive. So maybe I'll use this first point. So like that's your x and y. So if I plug in my y would be 4. My x would be negative 3. And then plus b. Just make sure whatever point you use, you have to use the x and y from the same point. Don't kind of mix and match. That's something I sometimes see. But from here, we just want to simplify. We'd have 4 equals negative 6. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. Plus b. You want to get that b by itself, so you could add the 6 over. Running a little bit out of space, but 4 plus 6 would be 10, and then that would be your b. So we want to write our final answer as an equation, so just put it together. So you're going to have y equals your slope, so 2 x and then plus your b plus 10. Like your answer should always be an equation like y equals something x plus or minus your b, depending on the sign of your b. So just make sure you, once you get your two parts, you put it together as an equation. What I'm going to have you guys try are these bottom two questions today. I'll be coming around helping and kind of checking these, but make sure you're trying these two questions as they will be worth points for trying these today. But let me know if you have any questions. Hopefully you guys are doing well. But like I said, just make sure you ask for help if you need it.